Tsukasa is late for his job on the first day. After rushing there, he barely arrives on time and is greeted by his colleagues. There he learns about Giftia, a type of humanoid android that looks and feels exactly like humans, but with artificial souls. But unlike humans, Giftia only has 9 years and 4 months of short lifespan. Tsukasa's work is to retrieve the Giftias before they expire. Every worker in this company is assigned to a Giftia, so Tsukasa is paired up with Isla, a lowly Giftia, who is adored by everyone. Every new member also has to go through a training week with another veteran member. Tsukasa is assigned to Michiru and her partner Zack. Michiru leads Tsukasa to demonstrate to them how their company works. Michiru and Zack successfully manage to retrieve a Giftia and lay him to rest in peace. Isla explains to Tsukasa that Giftias need to have their memory retrieved and rebooted, otherwise it can lead to some deadly crisis. After the demonstration, Tsukasa and Isla are assigned to another mission, which is to retrieve a Giftia from an old grandma named Chizuru. Their goal is to retrieve a child, Giftia, named Nina, whose expiry date is in 5 days. The first few attempts fail badly as the old grandma refuses to let them enter her house. This causes Tsukasa to doubt Isla's abilities as a veteran in this field. On the last day, Isla tries one more time as she brings her cookies and tea. Chizuru refuses to listen to their requests and leaves. Isla has no other choice but to climb the walls and get inside. But as clumsy as she is, she falls and is discovered by Nina, who offers her a shower. After cleaning up, Nina tells Isla that she is willing to be retrieved. Old Granny hears them from outside and brings Tsukasa in as she allows them to take Nina away. The company takes Nina away, allowing Tsukasa to complete his first mission successfully. Later, Tsukasa meets one of the company's senior veterans who was away on a vacation. Yasutaka is an aloof person who is often causing problems for everyone. Even his partner Sherry is very angry at him for disappearing suddenly. Yasutaka greets Tsukasa and asks him if he is the newbie. Tsukasa introduces himself, which leads to Yasutaka questioning how he got the job. Tsukasa honestly answers him that after failing his entrance exams, his father, who is a friend of higher-ups in the company, pulled some strings to let him join the company. He also learns from Tsukasa that his partner is none other than the all-adored Isla, which piqued his curiosity. Tsukasa and Isla are assigned to another job, but they fail due to Isla being clumsy and not being able to properly do her job. His caretaker Michiru lectures him a lot for failing the jobs. Due to Tsukasa taking the blame for Isla, he has no choice but to listen to her lectures. One day, Tsukasa arrives late at the office when everyone has gone home and finds out that Isla has been secretly training. In the training facility, he finds Iru and Mikijuro, who are testing the data provided by Isla training. Tsukasa tries to peek at her data, but Iru hides it with her chest and teases Tsukasa that staring at a maiden's secret is gullible. Isla has just come out of the training when she meets with Tsukasa. Tsukasa advises Isla to not push herself, but Isla tells him that she just needs to warm up. Tsukasa gives Isla some words of encouragement and leaves the facility. His words motivate Isla to work harder for the sake of Tsukasa. Tsukasa starts preparing his manual to negotiate with the clients so Isla can have a breather. Michiru learns that it was Isla who was causing trouble for Tsukasa and not vice versa, which causes her great embarrassment. She musters up her courage and apologizes to Tsukasa in a tsundere manner. Later, Tsukasa once again happens to meet with Yasutaka, who tells him about Isla's physical reports. He explains to Tsukasa that no matter how hard Isla trains her, data is on constant decline, which is a common sign of deteriorating in Giftias. Tsukasa and Isla head to the same job, but this time, thanks to Tsukasa's negotiations, they successfully manage to retrieve the Giftia. At the office, Kazuki, also a senior veteran and previous partner for Isla, is talking to Yasutaka, who questions her intention for not telling Tsukasa about Isla's real situation. He informs Kazuki that Isla only has 2,000 hours worth of time remaining. According to the rules of the company, the worker and their partner have to live together in a dorm. Tsukasa is no exception as he moves into the dorm room with Isla. This is where a problem begins. Tsukasa notices that Isla is avoiding him in the house, which causes him to be depressed. His colleagues tell him various techniques to improve his relationship with Isla. However, all of them fail, and Tsukasa becomes even more depressed. One day, Kazuki tells Tsukasa that he should take Isla out and have fun with her. Tsukasa ponders this suggestion and decides to go with it. Tsukasa asks Isla to go out shopping with him. He tells her that he needs to buy a present for someone. Isla agrees to help him as they try out different stores and stuff. In the end, they settle on herbs, which are of course chosen by our tea master Isla herself. After buying the herbs, Tsukasa invites Isla to go to an amusement park. He also tells her that the present that he bought was actually for her. He wanted to thank her for sticking with him throughout the work. Hearing this, Isla shuts off as she runs away after telling him that it's not in her program to do this sort of stuff. Tsukasa doesn't want to give up, so he buys a keychain for her as a souvenir. At home, Tsukasa gifts it to Isla, which makes her a bit happy. The next morning, Tsukasa comes downstairs and is greeted by Isla. This simple greeting exhilarates him as he spends his entire day grinning like a creep. Michiru gets jealous of Tsukasa being so gullible for Isla. Seeing her jealousy, Zack teases her, which causes her to be even more enraged. Isla and Tsukasa are assigned to their next mission. This time, it's a tricky one. Their job is to retrieve a giftia named Mercia, who has been taking care of a young boy for 3 years after his parents passed away. They are also reminded by the boss to be careful of fake retrievers who sell stolen gifts to the black market. Tsukasa and Isla go to the location and knock on the door. The door is opened by a young woman who introduces herself as Mercia. Mercia confirms their identity as retrievers and asks them to have a seat. She talks a lot about her younger brother whom she has been taking care of since their parents passed away. Their conversation is interrupted by the young boy Suta. Suta asks them for the documents and he signs them while saying Mercia should be gone as she only knows how to lie. This makes Tsukasa have second thoughts as he tells them that they will come later. Tsukasa knows that it's hard for him and Isla to solve this case alone, so he asks Michiru for help. Tsukasa and Isla head to Mercia's house to learn more stuff about Suta, so they can make him believe that all of his memories with Mercia and his family are true. Michiru tells Suta that she was raised by Giftia too, so she understands how he feels. But Suta is bent on his understanding and doesn't pay heed to her words. Tsukasa learns from Mercia that Suta's birthday is coming tomorrow, so they decide to celebrate his birthday together. They all work together to bake a cake for him as well. Celebrating the birthday together awakens so many of Suta's memories as he starts crying and hugs Mercia. He apologizes to her for being rude and calling her a liar. The next day, Suta opens the door and finds a mysterious man in a business suit who proclaims himself to be a retriever. Suta asks for Tsukasa and Isla, but the man tells him that they are busy, so he is here on their behalf. Suta calls the retriever service that Mercia still hasn't returned home. He also tells them that an odd man appeared at his door and asked for Mercia's whereabouts. According to Suta, he identified himself from the same company as Tsukasa. Tsukasa and Isla meet up with Suta and assure him that they will find her sister no matter what. After explaining to him all the details, they head out to search for Mercia. Tsukasa also informs Kazuki and everyone else about the incident. They all head out to search for Mercia and even place an emergency in the headquarters. Tsukasa and Isla spend the entire day searching for Mercia, but they can't find her anywhere. Suddenly, Kazuki comes to pick him up and suggests that he should take a break. Tsukasa assures her that he is fine, but Kazuki tells him that she is worried about Isla. Isla also assures Kazuki that she is fine. Just then, they receive a call from headquarters that the black market hideout location has been found. Upon arriving at the location, they are greeted by our security services, a group of security services whose only job is to subdue Rouge Giftius, also known as Wanderers. Kazuki finds out that one of her past acquaintances is also there and asks him to give them access to the hideout. In return, she will forget what happened 3 years ago. Tsukasa and Isla, alongside Michiru and Zack, infiltrate the base to find where Mercia is, but there they find out that Mercia has escaped and become a wanderer. This calls for an emergency meeting where they equip themselves with the equipment to fight wanderers. After Giftia turns into a wanderer, their limiters are removed and they become superhumans capable of lifting entire vehicles. So to stop them, a special weapon is designed to shoot them down using a virus. Later on in the search for Marika, Tsukasa learns from Michiru about the incident that happened 3 years ago. In that accident, Michiru's father was about to be retrieved when he went rogue and injured Kazuki's leg, causing the R security team to shoot him down. Ever since then, she has hated the R security service. Tsukasa and Isla find Mercia in an alley. Isla asks Tsukasa to step back as she pulls out her weapon. She asks Mercia if she remembers anything, but Mercia has turned into a wanderer and attacks Isla, injuring her in the process. Just then, Suda appears behind them and yells at Mercia, causing her to stop. Mercia grabs Suda and leaves. Tsukasa informs Kazuki of the situation and helps Isla to stand. Isla pleads with Tsukasa to not abandon her and requests him to take her with him. Tsukasa obliges to her request and takes her away to find Mercia once again. Upon hearing what Mercia has done, the R security team prepares to shoot her down, but Kazuki tries to mediate and finally manages to have them wait for a while. Tsukasa once again finds Mercia on the roof with Suta in front of her. Tsukasa tries to reason with Mercia as he forwards his hand towards her. Mercia is about to put her hand on his, but suddenly Suda calls out for her, which causes her to go insane once again as she grabs Suda by his collar and tries to strangle his neck with her hands. Seeing this, Suda has no choice but to shoot her down. He charges his weapon and shoots it at Mercia. In a flashback, Isla and Kazuki spend their time as partners, happy and all bubbly, till the incident that happened 3 years ago, causing Kazuki to retire and their partnership to end. After Kazuki left the dorm room, Isla was alone and spent all of her time being lonely. In a board meeting, the chairman informs everyone that the incident was successfully taken care of and that the black market retriever agency is also being rounded up, so the company should be able to operate smoothly again. Due to Isla being injured, Kazuki assigns Tsukasa to desk work until his partner is fully recovered. In the hospital, Isla wakes up and finds Tsukasa sleeping beside her. Seeing his sleepy face, she can't help but touch his hair. Tsukasa wakes up to find Isla sitting on her bed and asks whether she is okay or not. Isla answers him that she is all fine. She suggests he should sleep some more as it is still nighttime. After Tsukasa leaves, Isla is reminded of the incident on how she was unable to do anything. A few days later, Isla is all healed up and ready to work, although just in the office for now till her reports are clear. Next few days, Isla finds herself staring at Tsukasa constantly, which causes her to think if something is wrong with her. She consults Michiru and Eru about it. Eru tells her that it's love. She suggests Isla stalk Tsukasa 24/7 so she can learn everything about him. Later, all three of them spend their time stalking Tsukasa until they are caught and punished by Sherry. Isla is brought to the testing lab and diagnosed. Her reports show her healthy status, allowing her to continue her fieldwork. After getting her ID card, she heads to her dorm and doesn't find Tsukasa there. She spends all of her time thinking about Tsukasa and waiting for him, but he doesn't come home. In the office, Tsukasa learns from Kazuki that Isla only has 1 month left. This causes Tsukasa to go through 5 stages of grief. This talk is also overheard by Isla, who was standing outside of the room. Kazuki asks Tsukasa whether he still wants to work with Isla or if he wants a new partner. Tsukasa tells her that he still wants to work with Isla. He would work with her till the end. Isla overhears this from the outside and smiles. Her smile radiates her whole face as she heads to the dorm. Later, Tsukasa comes inside and finds Isla, who is waiting for him. She wants to say something, but can't put it into words. Tsukasa greets her with a smile on his face, which causes Isla to smile back at him as she welcomes him home. Tsukasa consults the male members of the company to ask Isla out for a date. They give him different suggestions, which he tries, but ends up not asking her out at all. Yasutaka urges Tsukasa that he should be forceful in this situation, as you only live once. Later, Tsukasa finally finds an opportunity and asks Isla out for a date. Isla finds this confusing at first and mistakes it for work, but after Tsukasa explains to her that it's for personal time. After being insisted on for a while, she finally agrees. The next day, Tsukasa keeps grinning all day, which causes him to be teased by his fellow males. Upon seeing Tsukasa being so gullible, Kazuki interrogates him and learns that Tsukasa is going on a date with Isla. She reminds him that his love life shouldn't affect his work. This brings Tsukasa back to harsh reality as he spends all of his time working to achieve better results. Isla is also pestered by Michiru and Eru, who ask Isla if they have made any plans. Isla tells them that Tsukasa has left her job to decide the location. After going through different suggestions, she finally settles on amusement park as she turned him down last time. She also decides to wear the clothes that she bought last time shopping with Tsukasa. The night before the date, Isla tells Tsukasa that she wants to go to an amusement park to make up for the last time. Tsukasa wakes up in the morning and is feeling a bit under the weather. However, upon seeing Isla in her new attire, he is starstruck by her appearance. At the park, Isla leads Tsukasa to the bench where she used to spend most of her time with Kazuki. Tsukasa tells her that he read that in her diary. Then Tsukasa and Isla spend their time enjoying the rides and food. After that, they are sitting in the Ferris wheel when the sun goes down. Tsukasa and Isla are talking when suddenly Tsukasa falls on her chest, which shuts down her brain, causing her to not be able to respond. But after seeing Tsukasa fall, she grabs him and takes him home. At home, Tsukasa wakes up and finds himself on his bed. Isla explains to him what happened, which causes Tsukasa to apologize to her for making her feel worried. Isla also apologizes to Tsukasa for not telling them that her lifespan is approaching its limit. Tsukasa once again assures them that he will always be her partner, no matter what, till the end. Tsukasa and Isla are assigned to another mission in which they have to cooperate with another service member to retrieve a Giftia. It's a special case, as Giftia has escaped alongside his lover, so their goal is to capture them and retrieve the Giftia. Tsukasa and Isla meet up with Andy, a Giftia belonging to the Retriever Service 03. Andy once again explains to them about the mission when suddenly Eru barges into the room, hugs Andy, and starts molesting her. Andy's first response is to slap her away, which awakens the masochist side in her. Andy stares at Eru with a weird expression and asks if she knows her. This stumps Eru as she realizes that Andy, previously known as Olivia, had her memory retrieved. This causes her to run away, while apologizing to Andy for mistaking her for someone else. Tsukasa and Isla, alongside Andy, successfully manage to track down the couple and have them sign the retrieval papers. Seeing the couple break down in tears makes Tsukasa feel terrible, as well as he realizes that the same fate is awaiting him. Later, Eru comes to visit Tsukasa and pleads with him that he should come with her and Andy to a festival. She explains to him that recently she became friends with Andy and wants to visit the same festival that she visited with Olivia years ago. Tsukasa questions her if she thinks Olivia's memories can be returned. Andy tells him that something like that can't happen, but she doesn't force him to give up. Later, Isla informs Tsukasa that she wants to go with him too. Tsukasa has no choice but to agree, but he warns her that fireworks can be pretty loud. Tsukasa alongside others visit the festival and have a great time. Despite being together at the same place, Andy isn't able to awaken her memories, which stumps both Tsukasa and Eru. Eru tells Tsukasa that she will bring Andy to different places. She doesn't want to mix up the memories between Olivia and Andy. Just then, fireworks start to explode and brighten up the sky. Tsukasa realizes that Isla is not with them, which causes him to panic as he runs away in search of her. After a while, he finally manages to find Isla sitting on a bench covering her ears to avoid the loud noise of fireworks. Tsukasa holds her hand as he watches the fireworks with her. Isla asks Tsukasa if she is hurting Tsukasa, and this causes Tsukasa to hug her as he tells her that it hurts so bad that he wants to die, but still he wants to be her partner till the end. This confuses Isla, and she asks him, why does he feel like that? Tsukasa tells her that it's because he loves her. This makes Isla all flustered up, as she accidentally mutters that they cannot, which leaves Tsukasa heartbroken. Tsukasa is grief-stricken by the events that happened last night and is unable to do anything. He is like a mummy without any soul. Isla, on the other hand, is confronted by Michiru, who asks her for the details. Isla explains how Tsukasa confessed to her. This leaves Michiru in shock, as she didn't expect a book like Tsukasa to have such a romantic side. Anyway, Michiru suggests both of them change rooms with different people, so they can have time to think about this. Tsukasa and Michiru share a room alongside Zack, while Isla is paired up with Eru, who makes her cosplay in different suits. Michiru lectures Tsukasa that he shouldn't let his love life affect his job. He needs to be in 100% form to assist the families in retrieving their gifts. Later, Michiru learns from Isla about her lifespan. This causes Michiru to go into a depression as she confronts Tsukasa if he knows about it. Tsukasa tells Michiru that he learned of this just the other day. This makes Michiru even more enraged as she yells at him for confessing to Isla despite knowing that she is going to be retrieved in 1 month. She informs Tsukasa about the consequences of such a thing and tells him that she doesn't want the same tragedy as what happened to her father to repeat. However, Tsukasa is bent on his feelings as he tells her that he will continue to be Isla's partner till the end, no matter if she accepts his feelings or not. Michiru gives up as she decides to see through their romance till the end. Kazuki invites Tsukasa and Isla to a room where she announces that their partnership is going to be dissolved. Tsukasa is baffled by her arrangement and can't help but question her integrity. Kazuki answers him that it's for their good and that romance isn't allowed in the workspace. Anyway, she isn't willing to listen to their opinions as she decides that their team will be dissolved. Although Tsukasa still wants to argue with Kazuki, Isla tells her that she is willing to change partners. Kazuki pairs herself with Isla, and Tsukasa is paired with Constance, ex-partner of Kazuki. At the office, everyone is shocked to hear Kazuki's announcement and feels bad for Tsukasa. In a private room, Kazuki lectures Tsukasa that he should not get too attached to Isla, or else it will shatter him later on. Tsukasa tries to tell her that he still wants to make memories with her, so at least he can make the time spent with her worth it. Tsukasa tells him to just focus on his work for now. Everyone tries to console him, which makes him even more sad. Tsukasa and Constance are assigned to be desk buddies, as they both wish each other the best of luck for the future. Kazuki briefs Isla on the mission and explains that their target is Sarah, a giftia owned by a mafia boss. Their target this time is to retrieve it peacefully. She leaves all the negotiation work to Isla. Isla assures her that she will be fine on her own. On the other hand, Tsukasa and Constance are easily able to complete their job thanks to Constance's good negotiation skills. Constance then takes him for lunch. During their lunch, Constance breaks the ice by asking Tsukasa what's going on in his mind. Tsukasa tells him that he has been thinking about Isla and what Kazuki said. Constance tells Tsukasa that their company is very different from other companies. Unlike other companies that deal with no emotions, their company focuses more on the emotional sentiments of their clients. Kazuki is having a hard time sitting by herself, watching Isla deal with the mafia alone. She promises to herself that if they were to make her cry, she would leave none alive. But thankfully, Isla can negotiate her way through. Isla and Kazuki meet up with the mafia boss and Sarah. The mafia boss's last wish is to have Sarah spend some playful time with Isla, as she has been by his side forever and never had the time to play. Isla agrees, but she wants him to be with them too. She tells them it's the best time when you are with your loved ones. While Kazuki watches Isla spend her time with Sarah and her boss, she can't help but smile when she thinks of Isla and the time they spent together. Later, when the job is done, Kazuki confronts Isla as she questions her will to be with Tsukasa. Isla tells her that she doesn't want to stay with Tsukasa because after she leaves, it will leave him heartbroken. Kazuki grabs Isla's cheeks and tells her to stay true to her feelings and confess to Tsukasa her decision. She wants Isla to not have any regrets, nor does she want to see her hurt. She also repeats Isla's words back to her that the best time spent is with your loved ones. Next day, in front of the whole office, Isla confesses her feelings to Tsukasa and tells him that she wants to stay by his side till the end, and that she loves him. Seeing her cry while confessing melts Tsukasa's heart as he hugs her tightly and tells her that he feels the same. The next day, Isla starts to write her daily diary again. This time she writes that she became someone's girlfriend for the first time. After finishing it, she heads upstairs to wake up Tsukasa. After that, both of them have breakfast together as they head to work. Seeing them being all lovey-dovey, Michiru gets jealous as she tells them to not flirt in front of others. Seeing her being all so jealous, Zack can't help but tease her, which enrages her even more. Yasutaka gives some secret tips to Tsukasa on how to please other girls. One of them is surprise. Tsukasa spends his time thinking about how to surprise Isla. On the other hand, Isla also consults Michiru for cooking lessons. Her idea for the surprise is to cook food for Tsukasa. But the problem is that Isla doesn't know about Tsukasa's favorite food, which embarrasses her greatly as she hides her face to avoid the shame of being a girlfriend. Michiru suggests to Isla, why not just ask Tsukasa himself? Later, Isla asks Tsukasa about his favorite food, which makes Tsukasa realize that this is her idea to surprise him. While both of them are having a hard time, Constance suggests to them that they should both cook together and feed each other. This idea brings peace to both sides as they smile at each other. After work, Tsukasa and Isla head to shop together. On their way home, Tsukasa and Isla hold hands together as they watch the night city. At home, both of them spend time cooking food with the help of each other. Isla draws a heart on her omuris, which causes Tsukasa to copy her. After finishing their dinner, Tsukasa finds Isla writing in her diary, so he asks her about it. She tells him not to laugh as she shows him the diary. After seeing the diary, it brings a smile to his face. After that, both of them say goodnight to each other as they go to bed. Isla wakes up from a nightmare and starts crying and hugs Tsukasa till she sleeps back. In the morning, they are having their usual breakfast, but still the mood is pretty heavy as they don't want to talk about what happened last night. At the office, Zack gives them tickets to movies that were given to him on behalf of Michiru, and one by one he gives them presents and vouchers. This causes Tsukasa to smile warmly as he offers Isla to take off tomorrow to spend some quality time together. The next day, Tsukasa and Isla head out to watch a movie together. While watching the movie, Isla keeps holding Tsukasa's hand. After finishing the movie, Tsukasa and Isla are sitting on a bench when Isla asks Tsukasa to lie down on her lap. Isla tells Tsukasa that she is happy to spend her time together with him. She also tells him that she is afraid that he might disappear once again. Tsukasa places his palm on her cheeks as he assures her that he will be with her till the end. The next day, Kazuki gives Tsukasa the file for retrieval of Isla. She requests him to sign on them. This will also be his last job together with Isla. Later, Tsukasa spends some time with Isla, learning about herbs from her. He praises her for being so knowledgeable about herbs, which pleases Isla, but she regrets that she could have grown some more of them if she had the time. At the office, Michiru lashes out at Tsukasa for not spending time alone with Isla by taking some days off. Tsukasa tells her that it was something that he and Isla decided. They want to keep on living their normal life. Isla also assures Michiru that she is happy spending time with everyone at the office. At home, Tsukasa kneels in front of Isla as he presents her with the papers for her retrieval. He cries in front of her and suggests to her that they should run away from her to a faraway location where no one can find them. Isla hugs Tsukasa and requests him to sign the papers. After being insisted upon by Isla, he finally manages to sign the paper as she keeps hugging him from behind. At night, both of them sit together as they watch the moon, as Tsukasa tells her that retrieving Sarah would be their last job. The next day, Sarah says goodbye to everyone as she is placed in the pod. Before the pod closes, Isla says something into her ears, which makes Sarah smile and cry tears of happiness. After the work is done, the company decides to celebrate this joyous occasion as they congratulate Isla for completing her last job before leaving. After the party, Isla is too tired, causing Tsukasa to carry her on his back. On their way home, Tsukasa can't help but ask Isla about what she said to Sarah. She tells him that it was a hope that they would be able to reunite with their lovers later on. Tsukasa and Isla spend their entire night talking to each other while going through Isla's diary. Seeing the sunrise, Isla welcomes her last day of life holding hands with Tsukasa. Tsukasa and Isla start their new day by cleaning up the whole house, and after that, they take a bath together to clean up. After that, Isla leaves a letter at home and heads with Tsukasa to the office. At the office, she writes letters for everyone and leaves them on their desk. She brews tea one last time for Tsukasa. Just then, Kazuki comes into the office and asks them to leave after taking the employee card from Isla, after kicking them out. Everyone else comes out of their hiding as they feel sorrow for not having a chance to say goodbye to Isla. Kazuki reminds them that they are supposed to make it easy for Isla, not harder. Tsukasa and Isla are pondering on what to do next, as they still have most of the day left. They both decide on an amusement park. This time, they enjoy every single ride and food till it's nighttime. Both of them stand together in front of the bench as they reminisce about their memories. The park is about to close up when Isla gets special permission from the guard to let them ride the Ferris wheel. In the Ferris wheel, Tsukasa is feeling down as he keeps repeating his answers. This makes Isla grab his attention by playing a game. She wants him to tell the things which he loves about her. She tells him that she loves the way he is diligent and smiles even in hardships. Tsukasa tells her that he likes the way she is clumsy and always trips. Both of them tell everything they love about each other, which makes them laugh and smile. Suddenly, Isla brings out a ring and requests Tsukasa to put it on. She wants to end everything here. Tsukasa can't hold in his tears as he starts to cry like a baby. Isla wipes his tears as she smiles so that finally he can cry after holding it back for so long. She pleads with him to put the ring on. Tsukasa obliged her request as he put the ring on his finger, and both hugged each other and kissed for the first and last time. If words were to define their feelings, it would be if someone was granted everything they wished for in the world, but it was taken from them the very next time. The anguish and sorrow in their hearts, with the happiness mixed in, was too intense to be defined into words. Tsukasa carries Isla in his arms as Kazuki comes up to him and tells him that he did a good job. This breaks Tsukasa once again as he kneels on the ground while tears keep flowing from his eyes like a stream. After a long time, everyone is back to their usual lives. Tsukasa once again comes back to the company for work, but this time he has completed his training. Kazuki welcomes him as she introduces him to his new partner. That's all for today. If you enjoyed our video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content.